Human beings are hardwired for survival. Our brains are designed to run away from danger, protect our bodies, and avoid death at all costs. But there's a rare breed of human who looks at a 3,000-foot drop, a roaring mountain-sized wave, or a pitch-black underwater tomb, and decides to jump in. Today, we are diving into the top 6 most extreme sports on Earth. We'll break down the mind-blowing physics, the insane biology of the athletes, and the terrifying statistics of what happens when things go wrong. Watch until the end, because the number 1 sport on our list has a fatality rate so high, it makes skydiving look like a walk in the park. Starting off at number 6, we have volcano boarding. Imagine snowboarding, but replace the soft, cold snow with sharp volcanic ash and place it on the side of an active volcano. Riders sit or stand on a thin piece of reinforced plywood and slide down a 41-degree slope, reaching speeds of up to 50 miles per hour. The fun fact here? Volcanic ash isn't dust. It's actually tiny particles of jagged rock and glass. If you wipe out at 50 miles per hour without your protective jumpsuit, the ground will literally act like industrial sandpaper on your skin. Yet, over 10,000 people do this every year on a volcano that has erupted 23 times in history. At number 5, we step into the ocean. This isn't your casual weekend surfing. Big wave surfing requires athletes to ride waves that reach up to 80 or 100 feet tall. To put that in perspective, that is the height of an 8-story building moving at 40 miles per hour right behind you. When a wave of this size crashes, the water pressure mimics a building collapsing on the surfer, subjecting them to over 3,000 kilograms of force per square meter. If you fall off your board, you are pushed up to 50 feet underwater into total darkness, pinned down for up to 30 seconds while your lungs scream for air. Surfers actually train to hold their breath for up to 5 minutes while their hearts are pumping at maximum adrenaline just to survive the hold down. Number 4 takes us into the sky. Highlining looks like tightrope walking, but it is infinitely more psychological. Tightropes are rigid, heavy, and steel. Highlines are made of nylon webbing that stretches and bounces like a massive rubber band. As the wind blows, the line twists and whips underneath the athlete's feet. Even though they wear a safety harness, the visual illusion of walking on nothing but a 1-inch piece of ribbon over a 3,000-foot drop scrambles the brain's equilibrium. To survive, highliners have to enter a state of absolute hyperfocus, blocking out the wind, the height, and their own body survival instincts telling them to freeze. Number 3 is widely considered the most dangerous form of diving in existence, cave diving. In standard scuba diving, if something goes wrong, you can swim straight up to the surface. In a cave, you have a ceiling of solid rock above you. There's no escape. The terrifying fact about cave diving is silt out. If a diver's fin accidentally brushes the floor of the cave, thousands of years of fine sediment lift up into the water, turning it from crystal clear to pitch black in less than 2 seconds. Divers completely lose their sense of direction and can get trapped in underwater mazes with a ticking clock, their oxygen tank. Statistics show that 1 in every 200 cave dives ends in a fatality, mostly due to disorientation. At number 2, we remove the safety net entirely. This is free soloing. Climbing vertical rock walls hundreds of feet in the air with 0 ropes, 0 harnesses, and 0 gear. Every other sport on this list gives you a second chance via safety gear or a parachute. Here, your only safety gear is a bag of chalk and your finger strength. If your foot slips by a millimeter or a single piece of rock crumbles under your weight, it is an absolute 100% fatal fall. Medical studies on free solo has found that when shown horrific images that trigger intense fear in regular people, their brains showed absolutely 0 activity. They have literally trained their minds to shut off the concept of fear. And finally, the undisputed king of extreme danger, base jumping and wingsuit flying. This involves leaping off a fixed object, like a cliff or a bridge, and using a websuit to glide through the air at speeds exceeding 140 miles per hour. Why is it the deadliest? Because of the altitude. When you skydive from a plane, you have thousands of feet and minutes of time to fix a tangled parachute. When you jump from a cliff, you have less than 5 seconds before you hit the ground. Data shows that base jumping has a fatality rate that is 60 times higher than regular skydiving. It averages 1 death for every 2,300 jumps. It is a sport where the margin for error is exactly 0. These athletes push the absolute limits of what the human body and mind can endure. The question is the rush of adrenaline worth the ultimate risk? Which of these sports do you think is the craziest? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that like button and subscribe to help us reach our next milestone. Thanks for watching.